He's dropping the fire every single Sunday night, well, Sunday morning as well, Monday night, every night. This guy's dropping fire. Rudy Campos Jr., Derek Gervin, happy Derek Gervin, happy Shemaya on the beat. We'll get into that in a second. Producers in studio too. We are missing Galler. Galler basically said the dog ate his homework, so he's not going to be able to be in tonight. So we're missing Galler tonight, but we do have Stats back and also The Rock. The Rock has a story for you about Salvation Army and Kettles, which will come out in the second hour. In studio tonight, Project Spurs, Two Shot Podcast, Joe Garcia. He's going to be dropping the cheese mitt, the Spurs cheese mitt in the fourth segment, everyone's favorite segment. Before I go any further, man, United Collision Care Center, the best collision care center, number one body shop in San Antonio. You're not taking it from us. Take it from Spurs star Keldon Johnson, who was out there recently. United Collision Care Center. Anybody working need, go see those guys over at United Collision Care Center. Project Spurs, the number one coverage of Spurs basketball, whether it be San Antonio, Austin Spurs, don't matter. Primo to Keldon, who cares? They got you covered. Project Spurs. What's on second? Derek, you have 3 cards out there. I looked them up. 3 rookie cards. I'm sure What's on Second has it. The $1 million Derek Gervin rookie card is out there. If he signs it, it'll be $1,005,000. Not saying you're not worth anything, but it was worth a little bit more. Derek, happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday. I hope everybody's doing well on the wonderful Sunday night here in San Antonio.
You're being too nice. You're being too nice. Let me try Shemaya. Shemaya, happy Sunday.
Man, you talking to the coolest, smoothest dude in San Antonio, so I can't get that hype, bro.
We're gonna explain why it's happy Sunday for these guys here in just a little bit, but big weekend in San Antonio. UTSA football, Conference USA champs, defeating Western Kentucky 49-41. Also, UIW's football program. We're gonna have Steven Anderson from Project Spurs in with us later on. They had a difficult loss against Sam Houston State. Steven said it would be a tough game. They ended up going down 42-49. But the news that I saw that Steven broke yesterday, that I saw him break for me, was head coach Eric Morris basically going as the OC over to Washington State. So he got signed by Washington State to be the OC out there. Big loss for the program. We'll get into Steven with that. Also, the Spurs are on a hot streak, 4-0 against all playoff teams pretty much right now. Is that looking good for the Spurs? We're going to find out. Spurs, Cheesemith, Derek, Joe, everybody. Not last but not least, I'm talking a lot right now because there's a lot of stuff to cover today. Brad Mayer in studio with the Salvation Army. Salvation Army's parade of kettles sweep the league off to a sweeping start thanks to The Rock and his hard, hungry eyes that we'll get into later on. I will explain that. But first, UTSA football. Guys, Western Kentucky, UTSA for the Conference USA Championship, 49-41. Explosive game by the Roadrunners. Yes, we were a little bit worried. I was in the press box biting my nails, the nails that I don't have. Frank Harris, 19 of 28, 218 yards, 2 touchdowns, 81 rushing yards, 1 touchdown. Sincere McCormick, 204 yards and 3 touchdowns. Let's not hold everybody up. We've got Nick on the phone right now. Nick Carrizales, Runners Unfiltered podcast. Nick, you actually had a video that went viral and was also retweeted by Coach Trailer. That was an amazing video you had. Man, the atmosphere in the dome was electric, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was beautiful, man. It was 41,100 people there. We had talked last week, about there's too many people watching this game that are going to be there at the stadium and watching. And it was such a beautiful, beautiful thing.
Yeah, man, it was awesome. It was an amazing game. Nick, were you worried there for a little bit? Because it seemed like the momentum shifted after Rashad Wisdom was kicked out of the game for targeting. That's when you saw Western Kentucky start going on a little roll there. I, for one, was a little worried. What about you?
I was worried the first minute of the game, when Zappy came out and threw a 60-yard touchdown. We've given that up plenty of times the first 2 minutes of the game. But yeah, no, that was definitely the second half worry for sure. Definitely one of our corners coming out. Yeah, man, I mean, it was, there was never a point in this game where I was like, all right, well, we're about to head in for the win. Like, I think we were all on our edges until it rang fourth quarter end of game. But yeah, what a hell of a game.
How you doing, Nick? This is Derek Gervin.
Hey, Derek, how's it going?
All right. So you watched the guys play after us not doing so well the previous week. Did you think that we would be able to come out? I knew it was going to be a tough game. So it just seemed like it was going to be a game of ebbs and flows. And I see the fans didn't give up. It's amazing. We had 41,000, which I think was great. And I hope we even get a better participation next year. But at no point did you give up on the guys. Didn't you feel like I feel, be honest about it, this is just the year of the road runners.
Yeah, you're exactly right. This is the year of the Roadrunners. Our podcast is Roadrunners Unfiltered, and it was so hard this season not to go pro, in favor of UTSA all season, because that was not the case in previous seasons. And so, look, the momentum that has happened this year, it's hard to go against these Roadrunners game in and game out until we see something continuous. And so, no, you're right. I think last week we got punched in the mouth, and I think we needed it. I think it came in the right time, kind of reflecting on it now. And we came in and we did what we needed to do.
Hey, Nick, this is Rocky. So how'd you feel, just being there and seeing how the crowd was, lighting up with their phones? What was the atmosphere from your point of view? Because personally, I was in the student section and I was texting Rudy. I was like, dude, the student section's so alive. I'm just here. But what was it like from your point of view? And is that something you ever seen, like from your experience?
One of the things I was thinking about was, we had one of the biggest traditions, I think, taken away earlier this year, the come and take it flag, right? And I think that we've been trying to figure out what our next tradition would be here at UTSA. And, I think what we wanted something organic, right? Like, I feel like every other thing was sort of, UTSA led or administrative led. But from what I understand, this was actually one of the students. I think her name's Farah Ahmed. I don't know if I pronounced her name correctly, but I think it was a student who actually came up with this idea and really just blew out. So, yeah, from where we were sitting up there, I mean, it was just a beautiful thing. And I think it's going to continue as the seasons go on, because I think that's something special.
That was very, very special. Loved every single moment of it. Man, bowl game. I'm just going to mention the bowl game. We're going to get into it after this commercial break, but the Tropical Smoothie Cafe Frisco Bowl, that's a hell of a long name right there. But I have seen more negative posts about that, and I want to get your take on that, because I kind of see a positive to it in a small way. But when we come back, we're going to get Nick's take on it. Derek Gervin, Joe Garcia's studio. I promise you he's here. He's just waiting because the Spurs are on a hot streak, and he's waiting to let out that fire on Spurs Cheeseman. The producers in the back, Studio 2. Last week, Galler and I believe it was Rock. We're playing rock, paper, scissors. We'll check on them in here in a little bit. Brad Mayar coming up too. Shemai on the beat. Derek Gervin, Rudy Convos Jr. Sweep the League Radio. We'll be back.
Sweep the League in the house.
United Collision Care Center, official sponsor of Sweep the League, specializes in body paint, frame, and mechanical services, from light cosmetic repairs to heavy collision hits, as well as fleet maintenance. All technicians are platinum certified by ICAR, the top training organization in the collision industry. Quality and customer service are what their business ethics are based on. Trust is the hardest thing to build and the easiest thing to lose. So let's build a mutual relationship that starts with trust and a peace of mind. Contact Lewis and his staff today, 210-595-6413, or visit them at 6575 Pratt Road.
You've been listening to Sweep the League Radio. Follow us on Twitter at Sweep the League. Shemaya is at Shemaya on the BT. Or what about Chris Geller at official Mr. 300? Sweep the League Radio, sponsored by Project Spurs, the United Collision Care Center. If you want to go visit them, you can also visit us at www.sweeptheleague.com. Hey, sports fans, trading cards is all the hype and it's absolute fire now. Where do you get the best sports cards in town? What's on second? Over on 4177 Nacville Parent Boulevard. Give them a call, 210-590-8444. They have everything you need. Sports cards, basketball, baseball, football, Pokemon cards, sports memorabilia, whatever you want, they've got over at What's on Second. And pick up the phone. Call us on the Project Spurs hotline, 210-308-8867. You've been listening to Sweep the League on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Don't turn that dial. Hey guys, it's Sweep the League. You've been listening to Sweep the League. Be sure to follow us on all of our Twitters, at Shemaya on the BT, at Sweep the League is myself. Why not go follow Chris Galler at official Mr. 300, or head over to the website, www.sweeptheleague.com. Again, Sweep the League Radio.
Sweep the League.
This is easy. That's rock. This is flat out rock. I am 1 for like 40 on the song choices by Shemaya. Shemaya on the beats, Derek Gervin, Joe Garcia in studio, Two Shot Podcast, Project Spurs. Producers are in studio too. We got The Rock and we've got Stats back there. Brad Mayer, he's in studio. I promise you he's here. He's here. He'll be here on the 8 o'clock hour talking everything and anything Parade of Kettles. We've got to be number one, Derek. I think first place is like 10,000 right now. I think we're sitting at 150 and Brad's looking at me like we got a little work to do. So we got to get up to at least, 500 for, by the end of the week or something. Guys, United Collision Care Center, the number one shop in town. Go visit them. If you are in need of body repair, they will take care of you. Luis and his staff, certified technicians. That's United Collision Care Center. Project Spurs. The Spurs Cast is the first Spurs podcast ever. Spurs Cast with Paul Garcia. Go listen to it. Very, very informational. In fact, rumor has it The Rock made an appearance on the Spurs Cast recently. I have yet to be invited on the Spurs Cast. I'm talking to Rocky after this. What's on second? Sports cards. You know what's on second? Like I've been telling you, baseball, football, basketball, even Pokemon. The craze is real. I went and bought a pack of cards and I pulled a Trevor Lawrence rookie card. That's amazing. It's only worth $3 and I probably spent like $30 on the pack, but I hit a Trevor Lawrence rookie card. You can hit big cards right there. Not only sports, but Pokemon as well. Go see him. What's on second? We're talking to Nick Carrizales, Runners Unfiltered podcast. Nick, last but not least, we wanted to get into the bowl game. Tropical Smoothie Cafe Fiesta Bowl against San Diego State. I've seen posts all over the place, social media, talking it's disrespect. It's crap. 4-letter words that I cannot say unless we were on satellite radio. I've seen a lot of negativity. How do you feel about this bowl game? Because even though I feel it's not the best bowl game, it just makes sense to me.
Yeah, look, I think we've got a lot of new people in the program this year that don't understand that, look, last year, it was the same sentiment when we faced the Raging Cajuns, Louisiana. They had only lost one game. And we were thinking, man, we're going to a bowl game. We want to play against a big team. Well, we went in thinking that same thing, and guess what? We lost. So I feel it's sort of the same sentiment here. We can't downplay San Diego State. Look, they beat a Utah team that is going to play Ohio State in the Rose Bowl game earlier this year, and so they have a hell of a record as well. And so I think that from a fan perspective, look, I get it. I will say I was personally surprised. I told you guys, look, I'm pretty sure we're heading to the Independence Bowl or the Frisco Bowl. But look, I think we still have an opportunity to cap off the season with another trophy. And I'm pretty sure that was the intention kind of going into this decision.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I see the positive. I'll see the negative. Let's be real. We have Dustin Hickman making a comment here. It's terribly disrespectful for UTSA to go to the Frisco Bowl. I truly understand. Rudy Abrego, and I've heard this one before, the Fred's Fried Fish Bowl would have been a good one. I see the disrespect. I do. I know, but this is where I come in on this. looking at it as, yes, a UTSA fan, as a supporter of UTSA, I also look at the huge picture and the huge umbrella surrounding it. You've had a successful season last season. You made a bowl game. I think, what was it, 7 wins last year. This year, you got to what, 12-1. You've got to maintain that winning culture to start getting those better bowl games. And it's going to take more than a couple of years. Now, if you come out next year, guns blazing, starting off 10-0 again, 11-0, that's going to get you more notice. And that's where they've got to understand that Frisco Bowl turns into a bigger and better bowl game.
Similar to a team a few years ago that started, with the blue football field.
There you go.
Boise State.
Yeah.
You got to start from somewhere. But, Dustin, I got to say, I'm with you 100% because I'm a UTSA guy from the beginning, the 80s. And I'm with you. It was disrespectful, but Rudy just said it 100% perfectly. We just have to keep working, stay positive, and as long as we're making progress, we got to look at the bright side. So I'm with you, but Rudy, he stated everything perfectly.
I finally did something right on the show. That's awesome. I like that. Nick, we are a little upset. Obviously, we've got fans that are upset, but we also understand that, hey, it's hard work. No matter what bowl you go to, as long as it definitely isn't the toilet bowl, then we're actually good. Am I correct on that?
Yeah, correct.
You are correct. Yeah.
Man, before I let you go, Nick, real quick, if you're gonna head up to Frisco, I don't know if you are. If I decide to head up there as well, I heard JJ saying there's some barbecue places up there that we got to hit up. Have you ever been up there?
Well, my wife's family is from up there. I would love to go, but I have a baby due that week. So my wife's got me on lockdown for this month until we have our baby boy. So,
I'm
trying to convince her.
No, man. Hey, you stay home, you relax. You've done a tremendous job, an amazing job covering the Roadrunners this year, as you always do, buddy. Enjoy the holidays, man, for sure. We're going to have you back on, obviously, after the bowl game is played. Looking forward to have you on. Hey, man, congrats on the baby being due. We wish you nothing but the best of love and happiness for you and your wife and your family, man. Thank you for coming on with us all the time. We look forward to talking to you soon.
Hey, thanks guys for having me on, as always.
Good luck to you, Nick, on the baby, my man. Good luck to you.
Thank you so much, guys.
That was Nick Carrizales, Runners Unfiltered podcast. So, it's kind of early. Bowl predictions. Rudy Abrego in here must be a popular name, Rudy, tonight, because Rudy's on the live stream. He said, let's take the party bus. Now, I think he has a party bus, is what he's saying. Do you guys want to take a party bus to Frisco? Frisco's not Dallas, is it? I mean, it's like a little outside, but I mean, we can party.
If
up in
we
Dallas.
take the party bus to Frisco, I don't know if we get to Frisco.
How far do you think we make it? Now, the question is if The Rock is coming with us, I don't think we get past San Marcos.
Oh, maybe. I mean, you don't know.
No, I know. After what I witnessed yesterday with you at La Cantera, I doubt we make it past San Marcos. That is for sure. I don't know if a party bus is in the future for us, man.
I'll be civil, Rudy. You're right.
I would take the under of you being civil. That is for sure, because it's definitely not going to happen. Pat Rothman here. Let's do it. We've got Brian Doobie in here. Got to look out at conference tie into the bowl games. Really determines where teams go. Yeah, I mean, it's the bowl games in the conference. They are the ones that determine where a team goes. So definitely happens like that. But predictions, guys. San Diego State is tough. I mean, they're a tough team. What do we see? Derek, it's your alma mater. Go Runners. Birds up. What do you predict in the Frisco Bowl?
I still think we had an aberration when we lost the previous game because it was after what happened the previous week with we made the highlights, ESPN all-time highlights with our victory at the end. So I thought we were due for a letdown. This week I wasn't surprised we held on to the victory. So I say we're back. Next week we're going 13-1, and I'm saying birds up, birds up, birds up.
There it is. All right, Joe, you're on the spot now, man.
Man,
UTSA and San Diego State, Frisco Bowl. Who do you got?
I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you, man. I respect what you were just saying about UTSA. After what I saw in this championship game, it signals to me that UTSA at times gets themselves in a little bit of trouble, but they're a great team. I've been there since, Sincere McCormick, Rashad Wisdom, they came out on the scene, and I love this team. I think they're going to wind up finding a way to just go ahead and power through San Diego State, and I think they're going to wind up getting the dub. I think it's going to be close, so it's going to be a thriller, but UTSA is going to get the dub. They're going to get the win.
Okay, we're going back to the producer studio because both of them are asleep, so I need them to wake up here. Stats and Rock, both of you guys give me predictions. We've got San Diego State, UTSA. Are we going so far perfect on the UTSA picks? Give me y'all's predictions, guys.
Wait a minute. We have a San Diego pick.
No, we're perfect on the UTSA. 2-0 so far.
Because I'm going.
At their own risk.
Yeah, no. Now, there's a reason why they're in studio too, because if one of them picks San Diego State, then we can't get to them.
I have to lock the door.
Oh boy, the door's closed right now, guys.
Door's closed and locked. All right, guys, producers, what do we got, producers?
I think UTSA can pull it off. They've improved on some of their issues. Frank Harris hasn't thrown any picks. He didn't throw any picks in the last game. And their run defense has stepped up. Western Kentucky had to rely on the air. So I think UTSA can do it.
That sounded like someone that wants to save his job. Good job, Stats. I like that. Does Rock want to save his job? Rock, who you taking?
Oh, well, before you go to Rocky, he is wearing shorts, so in case he picks San Diego State, he's ready to run.
Oh, yeah, he has the advantage.
Well, I think – no, I'm kidding. UTSA is going to win. But I think for some UTSA fans, they're going to have that in the back of the mind of why wouldn't they support UTSA? Because when UTSA fans are some Spurs fans, and when you hear San Diego State, you think of one guy in particular, Kawhi Leonard. So you have that extra motivation, man. So UTSA all the way, baby.
He's going there. We're perfect. Shemaya, I'm looking at you, man.
Man, you already know the answer. UTSA. Yes, sir.
Got it. All right. Well, so can I break the streak? Do I dare take San Diego State?
Knowing how you
Not
are, Rudy.
Not so fast, my friends. I'm taking UTSA for the win. We are perfect on this.
High-scoring game. I see a very high-scoring game in the season. In the 40s. I see
in the 40s?
Yeah.
Okay. I can get down with that.
Kind of like the Western Kentucky game. Yes.
I can get down with that. As long as we bring it home that bowl win, it's going to happen. Runners have a beautiful season. Derek Irvin, Joe Garcia, Shmile on the beats. Producers in studio, they're fine tonight. They are safe tonight with the UTSA pick. Love you guys. Rudy Campos Jr., Brad Mayar in studio. Man, this hour goes by so fast. Coming up next, more Sweep the League.
Hope you're having a fabulous Sunday night.
Don't let the stress of getting into an accident keep you down. Contact United Collision Care Center, where Lewis and his certified technicians will get you back on the road in no time. They're a 5-star company with over 270 reviews on carwise.com. Quality and customer service are what separate them from the rest, making them the best. Specializing in body paint, frame, and mechanical services, from light cosmetic repairs to heavy collision hits, United Collision Care Center does it all. Contact them today at 210-595-6413 or visit their shop at 6575 Frat Road. Again, that's United Collision Care Center, the best in the business and official sponsor of Sweep the League.
You've been listening to Sweep the League Radio. Follow us on Twitter at Sweep the League. Shemaya is at Shemaya on the BT. Or what about Chris Geller at official Mr. 300? Sweep the League Radio, sponsored by Project Spurs and United Collision Care Center. If you want to go visit them, you can also visit us at www.sweeptheleague.com. Two Shots Podcast is a fun-filled extravaganza bringing you into the world of sports and entertainment. Joe Garcia and the staff keep you updated on Spurs, combat sports, Dallas Cowboys, and my favorite, everything in Nerdville like Marvel and DC. Head to the line for Two Shots, as in Two Shots Podcast, available across all streaming platforms. No sport is bigger than football here in the Lone Star State. High school football is king on Friday nights, so listening to Along the Wire with B. Damone is a must. Brandon brings you all the latest news and notes as well as rankings for our local high school football teams here in town.
With SRN News, I'm Jason Walker. Flags in America at half-staff as the nation mourns the passing of Bob Dole, the World War II hero and longtime Kansas senator, has died at the age of 98. Officials say 10 people on board a Norwegian cruise line ship that's now docked in New Orleans testing positive for COVID-19. Louisiana Department of Health says the Norwegian breakaway departed New Orleans on November 28th. In the last week, the ship made stops in Belize, Honduras, and Mexico. More than 3,000 people on board the vessel, and prior to disembarking in New Orleans, each and every person will be tested for the virus. Average price of gas falling 3 cents over the last 2 weeks. It's now $3.46 a gallon. That is $1.24 higher than 1 year ago. This is SRN News.
9:30 a.m. The Answer.
See the league.
Hitting me with the rock music. I love this. I'm 2 for 2. Well, 2 for 3. I missed the first segment. 2 for 3. Sweep the League Radio, United Collision Care Center, Project Spurs. What's on second? Here at 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Project Spurs hotline 210-308-8867. Give us a call. UTSA talk. Give us your bold predictions. Hey, UIW talk, which we're going to talk to you about a little bit here. Give us your thoughts on UIW as well. Give us some Spurs talk, Cowboy talk. Hey, the Cowboys got to win. Doesn't happen very often, right? Yeah, it does. They're on a good season. We'll get to the Cowboys in a little bit here. Whatever you want to talk about, whatever you want to say, comment, questions, you want to tell us how much we suck on the air, tell us. I don't care. Give us a call, 210-308-8867. Derek Irvin, Joe Garcia, Two Shot Podcast, Shema on the Beat, Stats, and the one and only.
If you smell what the Rock is cooking.
The Rock. He's got his own theme music now. The Rock in studio to go head-to-head, one-on-one with Ravishing Rudy Campos.
No, man, you gotta address him as the Pebble wearing them shorts.
The Pebble. Well, hold off, because we're getting into a rock segment that is involved with the kettle, the parade of kettles. We're getting into that.
Speaking of which, if you wear Rocky's shorts, you will get more donations.
Joe, what's wrong with my shorts, man? I'm a short fella over here, man. I don't like wearing long shorts.
Yeah, they short, bro.
Yeah, they real short.
But you know what? Don't change. Rock, don't change, Rock, because that is you. And that was half of the reason why we went from like $20 yesterday in the bucket to over probably $100 in the bucket. Rock in those shorts and those hard, hungry eyes that we're going to get into later in the 8 o'clock
Shemaiah
hour.
should drop that. Hungry eyes.
Well, we got a surprise. We got the surprise here. We got a surprise.
Hey, Rudy, I think Joe's just jealous of my shorts,
Oh,
man.
well, we should probably send Joe in the studio too there to get, some footage of the short shorts, right?
He needs the Rock's penny loafers, man. Remember the old 90s Rocky?
Hey, no. Yesterday it was the Rock and Crocs. He was wearing Crocs with shorts yesterday at La Cantera.
I had the Crocs.
There was the Rock in Crocs. Jesus. All right, okay. We got the whole 8 o'clock hour is going to be pretty much Salvation Army talk with Brad Mayar, Rock back there, La Cantera appearances. We're going to talk everything Salvation Army. Right now, UIW football, Project Spurs own Steven Anderson. He's Mr. SAFC. Chris Galler is not here tonight. He was actually really upset at me because I said there's no more soccer talk. So he was crying. He said, I'm going to stay home. I'm not coming in today. But we still have Steven on. UIW talk. Steven, UIW, Sam Houston State, Bearcats, 42-49. Rock mentioned to me that Cameron Ward was inches away from this being, I believe it was a tied game, Rock, is what I'm saying?
Yeah, it would have been would have been possibly going to overtime given if they scored the extra point, I believe, if Steven corrects me.
Yeah, so Steven, UIW talk, man. First, let's get into the game. Then let's get into that news you were breaking yesterday that I saw you break with head coach Eric Morris at the time. But first, thank you for coming on. Give us the 411 on the UIW game against Sam Houston State.
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me back on. But, so Rock is right. You know, the UIW had a chance to force overtime or at least tie the game. Cameron Ward, with about 21 seconds left to go, scrambled. And he went from the goal line. It was like literally an inch short. He extended the ball to cross the plane, but his knee was already down, unfortunately. But from what I can tell, if UIW would have scored that touchdown, they would have gone for two. They would not have gone for the extra point. They would have gone for 2 points to try to win the game in regulation. But, you know, it was a tough loss. It was heartbreaking. But, I mean, and I say this as a completely biased person because I did go to UIW. I still am attending UIW as getting my third degree right now. But, you know, as an unbiased sports writer, I will say it was a very good match between two very good teams who are rightfully going to be in the same conference next season. As I said to you guys before the SFA game, this is going to be a test if UIW is quote-unquote worthy of their spot in the Western Athletic Conference. And these two games have proven that they are. They took the number one team in the country in the FCS down to the wire. We're literally inches away from forcing overtime or even winning the game. They, on the road, by the way, almost beat a team who has not lost in 2 years. So that tells you the quality of this UIW football team this season. And Cam Ward is going to do Cam Ward things like we talk about. You know, I compare him to maybe like a Josh Allen of the NFL. He's only a sophomore. He's going to be at UIW for another 2 years. Unless he transfers, well, let's hope not. But, I mean, as far as things go, he's going to be there for 2 more years. So UIW has a bright future ahead of them players-wise because the recruitment has gotten better. They're going to do some recruiting, obviously, in the offseason. So I'm not worried about the player structure of this team moving forward.
Cameron Ward.
Wow,
30?
Josh Allen, when he said that, you know, I picked the Bills to win it all. To hear that, man.
I know.
Man.
Hey, can I add something there, Rudy? I just had one quick question for Steven.
Yeah, bro.
Hey, Steven, from your view, do you view as those that goal line calls, you know, the 4 downs they had, do you view it as more questionable playing calling for Coach Morris and the team, or more as a Sam Houston State stand? Because, you know, you saw first down, they pass, you know, they're going for the touchdown, so incomplete.
Mm-hmm.
Second down, you know, a run, you know, get a couple yards, and third down, you see a check down to the running back, and then, you know, he tries to get extra yards, but not goes to the bounce. But do you feel like you run it on first down, get a couple yards, you know, get another short pass, then you try to punch it in, you know, third down with Cameron Ward because of his size, you know, you compare him to Josh Allen. If I'm looking at a Josh Allen, I'm going to want to, you know, punch him down, you know, at the 3-yard line, you know, get a couple yards and do it again, you know? So what was your thought of what their play calling was, or was it more of a defensive stand?
Well, I mean, it's a little bit of both because, well, first of all, Sam Houston State has one of the best defenses, if not the best defense in the FCS. And Sam Houston has the best run defense in the FCS by far. So that's why you saw Ward going just through the air multiple times. I mean, the majority of the game he went through the air for over 400 yards passing because of how good the defense was for FCS on the ground. But I will say Morris's play calling, particularly in the fourth quarter, was a little weird. And I say that because UIW was down 31-10 in the second quarter. They came out in the third quarter, played a very good defensive stance because Sam Houston started the third quarter with the ball. So I will say that the third quarter was better, but in the later stages of that fourth quarter, UIW had a chance to either kick a field goal or go for a touchdown, and they were on the Sam Houston 2-yard line. They were stopped. It was fourth and 3, and Morris decided to go for it, and they didn't make it. And I'm thinking at that point, you could have kicked the field goal, cut the lead in half, and you might have not even needed a touchdown at the end to tie the game or even go to overtime. You could have probably won the game if you were put in that position. So that's the questionable call for me. As far as the last play, though, I will say they had no timeouts left. So that's one thing. You know, you're running the ball. You know the clock is going to keep running if you're running the ball. So that's a little questionable for me. But I will say that Sam Houston's defense was not to be messed with. I mean, they're number one for a reason. They advanced for a reason. They're a very, very good team. It would not surprise me if they won it all.
Cameron Ward, 39 of 61, 481 yards, and 5 touchdowns. Josh Allen-esque?
Very much so.
Very much so. And Yeah, UIW had a terrific season, a great season. It's not to take away, no one is saying, UTSA season was better, nothing like that. We have some great football in San Antonio. I mean, we've seen Trinity up there, UIW's up there now, UTSA's up there. I mean, football, collegiate football in San Antonio is very, very much alive. Steven Anderson, Project Spurs, joining us with the UIW talk. And we've got about 3 minutes here, Steven. It's probably going to take a little more than that. If it does, no worries. We can bring you back in the fourth segment. Spurs Cheeseman coming up, fourth segment as well. Washington State makes the call, contacts Eric Morris. He's their new offensive coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the mood in the room is very sad, very maybe a little bitter, anger. How would you describe that mood in the room when everyone found out that Eric Morris was heading to Washington State?
Well, okay, so last night after the game, I'm there getting quotes in the Zoom session because COVID protocol, things like that. So in the Zoom session, we didn't think anything of it. Then all of a sudden, maybe around 45 minutes or maybe an hour after the game is over, Matt Zins of One Sports broke the story that Incarnate Word is going to be losing their football coach and Eric Morris, and he's going to be going to Washington State as offensive coordinator. I immediately called my source over at UIW, and a school official has confirmed to me that more than likely that is exactly what's going to happen. He is going to be Washington State bound, and it's weird. It's a very weird situation because his contract did get extended last year. I don't know how long that extension was for. The school does not release that information. They did say multi-year extension. Now, if we're thinking multi-year extension, that is possibly what my opinion is 1 year, and the second year is the coach's option to come back or not. And that's what I'm thinking it must have been, because Morris has been in contact with Washington State, and from my understanding, the school should be making that, or the school of Washington State should be making that official within the next couple of weeks here. But I understand. There's a lot of people last night when the story broke. They're in my mentions right now. Still, they're upset. They're a little bit confused. They're upset because, as I've mentioned to you guys before, UIW has been pretty bad at football. I mean, there's no secret. They're not very good. So let's put it this way: they were 1-10 before Morris got to UIW, and he turned them around into what they are now. So I guess the concern is that can this team sustain the success without Eric Morris? And honestly, I don't know the answer to that because we don't know who they're going to get as coach. It could be someone they already have on staff. They could go outside the school to find out. Who knows? But I mean, this program might be missing Eric Morris more than Eric Morris misses UIW. And Greg Luca of the Express News broke a story a few weeks ago. He said in his story, he was like, then athletic director Brian Wickstrom called Morris about the head coaching open vacancy at UIW, and Morris's response was thanks, but no thanks. And then a few weeks later, Wickstrom called again. And then Morris started thinking, you know what, I can probably do something with this program and become a coach on my own other than being in Cliff Kingsbury's shadow.
Yeah.
So that's where I kind of started to, and I'm getting the sense that Morris.
Hey, let's keep that thought, Stephen, because we're up against the clock.
Hey, Stephen, let me cut you off right there. We've got a commercial break coming up here. We've got Steven Anderson, Project Spurs, UIW Talk, Sweep the League. We'll be right back.
All you music heads out there, from punk to metal to indie, the Chuck Van Show plays the best in real local music from San Antonio and around Texas. Real new music you're not hearing anywhere else. Sundays at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time on modsnapradio.com. It's the Chuck Van Show.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I'm Mark the MC, and you are listening to Sweep the League Radio. Before we get back to the show, here's a message from I Am Refocused.
I'm focused, man. Focused.
IamRefocusedRadio.com are proud friends of Sweep the League Radio. With new interviews each week, we are looking for special guests. Do you have a story? Are you an athlete, music artist, business owner? Visit IamRefocusedRadio.com today and send us a message. Now, back to Sweep the League Radio.
Spurs season isn't just 82 games, but year-round. That's why you need to make sure you have the best coverage around at all times. Project Spurs provides you with the most in-depth Spurs coverage all day, every day. Articles, analysis, and live game coverage provided by some of the best journalists in the business. Need more? Listen to the Spurs Cast with Paul Garcia for even more Spurs-related news and notes. Visit ProjectSpurs.com for all the latest Spurs information, or follow them on social media. Twitter is at Project Spurs, or just search for Project Spurs on Facebook and Instagram. Project Spurs, dominating Spurs coverage and proud sponsors of Sweep the League.
Hey guys, it's Sweep the League. You've been listening to Sweep the League. Be sure to follow us on all of our Twitters at Shemaya on the BT, at Sweep the League is myself. Why not go follow Chris Galler at official Mr. 300, or head over to the website www.sweeptheleague.com. Again, Sweep the League Radio.
You're listening to Sweep the League Radio.
Skater music. Maybe? Oh, God. I figured Shemaya out.
Forward to Hungry Eyes, man.
It's coming. It's coming. We're got to get the Hungry Eyes. Definitely got to get the Hungry Eyes for sure. Derek Gervin, Shemaya on the Beats, rockin' stats in the producer's room. Joe Garcia, Brad May are in studio. He's coming up. He's promising an impersonation. So I'm going to have to make that donation for the impersonation. Which one he's going to do? We'll find out. Rudy Campos Jr., Sweep the League Radio, before we get back into some more UIW talk. Because UIW, man, it's pretty popular now. It's pretty hot right now because of the whole Eric Morris news. We're getting into Steven Anderson with that from Project Spurs. United Collision Care Center, the #1 shop in town. You don't want to take it from us? Fine. Take it from Keldon Johnson. He was out there this past week getting his car worked on. If you can trust United Collision Care Center, who can you trust? Trust those guys out there. Louisiana staff, #1, all certified techs. What's on second? The $1 million Derek Gervin card is out there. I don't know which one it is, but it's out there. Just go to What's on Second and look for it. They got basketball, football, baseball, Pokemon cards, guaranteed. If you buy 1,000 of those cards from Derek, he'll sign all 1,000 of them. I promise.
Check them out. I wasn't a bad-looking guy when I was younger. Not talking to the guys out there, but the guys too. I'm a nice guy. Check out the card. It's all right.
Exactly.
Is Rudy going to have a trading card?
I'm working on it. I'm trying to get the muscle trading card, which I'll never get that.
Hey, man, if you're going to get one, you need to put The Rock the way he is right now on that trading card.
We're going to get – we got a lot of rock talk. Definitely a lot of rock talk tonight. Last but not least, Project Spurs. #1 Spurs coverage. You want to know why? Because, hey, they are the absolute best covering Project Spurs, coverage of San Antonio Spurs, Austin Spurs. Look at them. Sweep the League Radio. We got Steven Anderson. We got The Rock, Joe Garcia. We're Project Spurs everywhere here. Go listen to the Spurs Cast, first Spurs podcast out there with Paul Garcia. Great coverage. Project Spurs, everything they do is #1. Visit them across all social media, Project Spurs. Steven Anderson is on the phone. We didn't mean to cut you off that last segment. We do understand, but Derek actually wanted to ask you something in regards to the fan base of UIW and Coach Eric Morris.
How you doing?
How you doing?
All right. I'm just trying to get an understanding. I can kind of understand the fans being upset. But on the other end of it, what was the purpose of Coach Morris going to UIW in the first place? He was going there using that as a stepping stone. Mm-hmm. So I don't think people should have been like really upset about it, because I didn't think he went there to be there 10 years. What coach doesn't want to move up the chain, move up the ladder? So I think it's a great thing for UIW. It's more notoriety. It proves that they made a great decision. They picked the right man for the job, and I'm proud that he made the right decision, and I'm going to have to give it up for him for building the team that he built from the way that they started. So I'm looking at it as a positive. He did something nice. He restored football at UIW, and this is what happens when you do your job so well, you get rewarded. So I'm looking at it that way.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, as you said, you're moving up because, I mean, going from Southland Conference or the WAC conference they're going to be in next year to the Pac-12. I mean, Washington State's in the Pac-12. Little known fact for those who don't know, Morris actually was a tackles coach at Washington State in 2012. So he's kind of going home in a way, so to speak. So he knows that their system, he knows that school very well. He knows their athletic director very well. So it's not surprising he left. But yeah, I mean, more money, obviously, bigger conference. I mean, he made in my opinion, as upset as some of these fans are, he made the right decision. But from a fan point of view, from UIW's fans' point of view, he is the reason why ticket sales were up, because of the way he turned that program around. As you said, he built something from the ground up, a team that was 1-10, and turned them into 2-time conference champions and a first-time playoff win this season. So whoever comes in is going to have tough shoes to fill for sure.
Before the Rock gets his question in, Stephen, here, we got a comment. Jonathan Guajardo, Morris will be missed. I'm also worried that if he leaves, he'll take some of our players with him for a shot at FBS level play. That is a very, very, very interesting point, because it's a good possibility some of these guys could follow Morris to Washington State to get that FBS level play. Something to keep in mind. I smell something cooking. It's in studio too. Rock, what do you got?
If you smell what the Rock is cooking.
So I just had a question. Do you think maybe if Coach Morris had won that game, maybe he waits till after the season to announce he's going to Washington State? Or do you think he already had one foot out the door, ready waiting for that job? Like you mentioned that he's from Washington State. And also I want to add, you talk about, who's going to replace him. Is there any early candidates that you would throw out to that would fit the job itself?
Well, first of all, to answer the first part of that question, what was one foot out the door? I mean, that's why I saw some of the comments yesterday when the story broke. It's like, how could you be coaching a playoff game when your 1 foot is out the door? So I don't know if, first of all, neither school has confirmed this news, but my sources are telling me that it is happening. He is leaving. It's just a matter of when the announcement comes. But I mean, so that's the first part. But as far as having 1 foot out the door, it is possible. I mean, it is possible he already knew, like, this is it. Like, this is going to be his last game. And I think he wanted to win it. I mean, what coach doesn't want to win a football game? But at the same time, like, it is a situation to where you wonder how much was he really putting into these two playoff games. I mean, of course, some of the play calling was a little less than ideal, I would say, than we've seen from him in years past. As far as candidates for coaching, not that I know of off the top, and I'm just wondering, like, maybe I know Cody Krill, who is one of their Morris's top assistant. He's been very vocal about, we're going to come back stronger than ever next season, blah, blah, blah. So it is possible that you could see Cody Krill as one of the leading candidates who was literally Morris's right-hand man. As far as anybody else, I have no idea at this time. But just want to touch real quick on what Rudy just said. It is possible that you could see Morris take some players with him. I could easily see Kevin Brown, the running back, transferring. I could see even Cameron Ward if he wanted to transfer. I could see him transferring as well. But I mean, I'm not saying that's going to happen, but we have seen it in the past where players were very close with the coach and the coach leaves to another school. You see those players follow that coach. It happened even in the Southland Conference a couple of seasons ago. So that's something to keep an eye on for sure.
Yeah, definitely something to keep an eye on. A lot of stories coming out of UIW. I mean, a great season, fantastic season did come to an end against Sam Houston State, but not only that, more stories coming up behind the scenes with Coach Eric Morris. Potentially, I guess we're not 100% come out just yet, but potentially heading over to Washington State to be their offensive coordinator. Stephen, we appreciate you joining us each and every week. Looking forward to having you on many, many more times. Give us a bold prediction real quick. UTSA, San Diego State. Are you going to break the streak of UTSA being picked in studio here?
I'm not. I'm a native San Antonian. I love my city. I don't care what school it is. I will root for my city all the time. So I'm picking UTSA to win. I will say, though, I'm not happy with the bowl that they got. But I will say that I do hope that they win, and I think they will win.
Awesome. Stephen Anderson, Project Spurs, thank you for everything. UIW Talk again. We're going to have him on plenty more time. Stephen, thanks for joining us here on Sweep the League. Looking forward to SAFC coverage and more UIW coverage when the seasons kick back up again.
Oh, yeah, man, for sure. I look forward to joining you all in studio someday, Rudy, if you let me get past security.
You're always welcome
He's
in
got to
studio.
get past the Rock, man.
You got to
He's
get past
security.
the Rock, man.
And past the shorts, man.
Oh, man.
That is Steven, Project Spurs. Thanks for joining us. So segment 4 is always our Spurs Cheeseman segment. We're 2 minutes in. UIW talk took a lot of our time because it is very hot and the Spurs are hot too. We're going to actually push Spurs Cheeseman onto the second hour here. We're making Joe sweat a little bit because I hear this Cheeseman is really, really good. We're going to knock out actually our high school athlete of the week right now. So that way when we come back, we've got Spurs Cheeseman. We've got Brad the Body Mayer in studio, the Salvation Army, giving us an impersonation. We've also got Rock and Kettle Talk. Second hour is going to be fun. Spurs talk, Cowboy talk, Rock and Kettle talk, Pray to Kettles, everything. But first, let's get into some high school athlete of the week here. So this week's high school athlete of the week brought to you by Along the Wire. Brandon giving me the high school athlete of the week. Alamo Heights wide receiver Rhett Anderson, 11 catches, 182 yards, and 4 touchdowns.
Somebody different this week. Wow.
Yeah.
No Mr. Armstrong.
Wow. Congratulations, Rhett Anderson. We're going to go ahead and be tweeting you out as well because he did share his Twitter information with me. Randy did. We'll go ahead. Hey, man, you are the Sweep the League High School Athlete of the Week. Congrats to you. 11 catches, 182 yards, 4 touchdowns from Alamo Heights. Rhett Anderson. Guys, this is Sweep the League. Hour 1 in the books. Explosive hour 2 coming up. Joe Garcia with the Cheeseman. Rockin' Socks. Parade of Kettles. Brad Mayer in studio. Hour 2 is always the best. It's always the fun. Derek Irvin, Shemai on the beats. Stats, Rock, Joe, Rudy, Brad, and Shemai on the beats. Happy Shemai. Why? The Lions won. Speaking of Lions, Rock, you got that tattoo coming next week. Sweep the League Radio. We'll be back.
Locked On Spurs gives you in-depth access to your local San Antonio Spurs team 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Jeff Garcia brings you multiple weekly episodes to include the ever so popular fan episode, giving you the fans' perspective. Download all past or present episodes of Locked On Spurs on all streaming platforms. Get locked in today with Locked On Spurs.
You are listening to Sweep the League Radio.
The Profits Podcast dives deep into sports with your hosts, Kevin and Rashad. The guys deliver multiple aspects of all the sports we love, including Kev's reasons as to why you never pay a running back. Always a great time to be had on the Profits Podcast. Don't waste your time trying to predict the future of sports. Allow the real profits to do it for you on the Profits Podcast.
You are listening to Sweep the League Radio.
Are you looking for the most in-depth coverage of your Spurs teams? Project Spurs provides news and notes whether it's your San Antonio Spurs or the Austin Spurs. Amazing player analysis, game-by-game coverage, breaking news and articles. Project Spurs will be your first source each time. Also, listen to the Spurs Cast, the first Spurs podcast with Paul Garcia, to give you even more news and notes regarding your hometown Spurs. Michael and his staff make it a mission to provide you with everything you need to make you part of the action. Head over to ProjectSpurs.com or follow them across all social media platforms. Just search Project Spurs, proud sponsors of Sweep the League.
You've been listening to Sweep the League Radio. Follow us on Twitter at Sweep the League. Shemaya is at Shemaya on the BT. Or what about Chris Geller at Official Mr. 300? Sweep the League Radio, sponsored by Project Spurs, the United Collision Care Center. If you want to go visit them, you can also visit us at www.sweeptheleague.com.
Offering free educational consultations to discuss your Medicare options. Licensed agents are standing by to answer all your Medicare questions for free. Call in, walk in, or Zoom in 210-775-1499. The office is at 7330 San Pedro behind North Star Mall. Online is ahiabenefits.com. It's true what they say at AHIA. It's about family.
It's about family.
Del Walmsley talks about finding that one thing that made sense for the lifestyle.
I looked at franchises. I looked at multi-level marketing. I looked at everything in the world, but nothing made as much sense as buying one simple little rental property.
Real estate is your best option. Real estate makes sense. Lifestyles Unlimited will teach you how to buy your first rental property. Join our live online free workshop to find out more. Register at lifestylesunlimitedworkshop.com.
The world is constantly changing, but you're home for San Antonio's most
and won the GOP presidential nomination in 1996. Dole played instrumental roles in passage of the Americans with World War II Memorial here in Washington. His wife, former Senator Elizabeth Dole, announced the death of her husband, who was 98 years old. Greg Clugston, the White House.
An allegation of sexual harassment against Chris Cuomo emerging just days before CNN announced it was firing the anchor. That amid an investigation into work he did defending his brother from similar harassment allegations. Also at townhall.com, Israeli Prime Minister Naftali Bennett urging world leaders to take a hardline stand against Iran in the nuclear talks.
As world powers sit down with Iran in Vienna in hopes of restoring the tattered 2015 nuclear deal, Israel watches with growing concern over possible renegotiations. Last week's talks in Vienna resumed after a more than 5-month hiatus and were the first in which Iran's new hardline government participated, and an important step forward for the U.S. after former President Donald Trump, with strong encouragement from Israel, withdrew from the deal in 2018. Bennett's top defense and intelligence officials headed to Washington to discuss the flailing talks and says Iran must begin to pay a price for its violations. I'm Naomi Shannon.
It's costing a little less to tank up. The average price of gas falling 3 cents over the past 2 weeks to $3.46 a gallon. The average price, though, $1.24. That's more than it was. Is $1.24 higher than it was 1 year ago. The lowest price, Houston, at $2.91. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Dr. Gorka here, and I want to talk to you for a minute about 100% drug-free Relief Factor. I've been taking Relief Factor for years now to help me deal with pain in my body. My wife takes it as well. The reason we tell everyone we know about it is simple. We found it really works to help our bodies fight off the inflammation that causes aches and pains. Whether it's the pain of injuries you've sustained or just the natural pains from the mileage over the years, Relief Factor can help. I've never looked back. Almost 70% of the more than 500,000 people who have tried Relief Factor end up ordering more. That's because it works for them the way it works for me. Isn't it time for you to get out of pain? Your first step to becoming pain-free should be to order the 3-week quick start for the discounted price of only $19.95. Go to relieffactor.com or call 800-4RELIEF to find out more about this offer. That's relieffactor.com or call 800-4RELIEF. Feel the difference.
Being part of a fan club can be rewarding, and being in the 9:30 a.m. The Answers fan club is no exception. Each month, fan club members get to enter to win a book from our Book of the Month author. Along with that, you can get an inside track on upcoming events and contests. Plus, you'll be a part of our birthday club. So what are you waiting for? Sign up to be a fan club member and enter now at 930amtheanswer.com.
You let him try violin because you love him. And if you love him that much, love him enough to make sure he's buckled up and in the back seat. Find out more at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Stay ahead of the curve and get the right information you need every day on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Take us wherever you go with our mobile app, on Alexa, or through TuneIn, iHeart, or Odyssey.com. This is 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Portions of this hour's programming may be pre-recorded. Sweep the League, sponsored by Sweep the League Radio on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.
Sweep the League.
It's rock night, and not because Rock is in studio. It's rock night because Shamaya is playing rock He's rocking the beats every single night. Shamaya on the beats. Derek Irvin, Joe Garcia. He's actually in Studio 2 right now. He's with the producers, keeping the rockin' stats in check because they were about to get into a fight last hour, actually. So we've got Joe in there making sure they don't fight at all. Spurs Cheeseman coming up. Ravishing Rudy Campos. And like I said, Brad, the body mayor is in studio with us. So we're going to get to the parade of Kettle Salvation Army here in just a little bit. United Collision Care Center, Project Spurs, and also what's on second, 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Call us on the Project Spurs hotline, 210-308-8867. And before we go on to Spurs Cheeseman here, cue it up, Shamaya. Let's hear it. The Lions win a game today. Congrats, Derek, Shamaya. You guys are the champs. We're just going to call it. Y'all are the champs. Y'all are not having the perfect season. It's over.
Shemaya's a genius. You notice what he played? Old Freddie Mercury. Since we couldn't get you to perform, look what
well, for the Salvation Army, maybe I can dress up as Freddie Mercury. I still have a gut, but I mean, maybe I can do it. Jonathan Gajardo is here. So he thinks Coach Ed Ogeron is going to be the next coach for UIW. He's just kidding, though. But he did say that. I know somebody in the studio, too, can do an Ed Ogeron impersonation. We're going to get that later from him. I'm not going to mention who it is, but I heard he can do that. All right, man. Enough of it, because the hottest team outside of UTSA football is the San Antonio Spurs. Are we ready? Let's go, Shamar. That was the wrong one, brother. It's Spurs Cheeseman.
So, like, I hear about the Spurs this y Spurs that, y como que esto y esta, pero I never hear about the real Spurs Cheeseman. Dime, por favor.
There it is, man. I'm laughing because I was like, wait a minute. There's a voice.
My mouse was on the wrong one.
All right, Joe Garcia in studio, Two Shot Podcast, Project Spurs Cheeseman. Joe, hit us with the Cheeseman.
All right, there you go. Now you can hear me.
We can.
Yeah. You all had put me over here in the other room because I'm with the kids now. You know, I was acting up in the other one. But the Cheeseman going on this week is we had Zach Collins actually doing on-court activities with the team, which is a good thing because that leads us to believe that Zach Collins will return hopefully sooner rather than later, because he is the biggest gamble for the San Antonio Spurs at this time. Because the thing is, the kid could never stay healthy when he was with the other team, especially with the Blazers, always prone to injury. But it looks like the Spurs are probably going to err on the side of caution, I would think, and let him come in when he's ready. So I'm hoping that we will go ahead and see him maybe near the end of December. Crossing my fingers that it will happen, because the other part of the Cheeseman is the Spurs are in the midst of a 4-game winning streak. The thing is they've went ahead and they've toppled some good teams. You know, they played against the Warriors, and they were up on the Warriors big, except when it came to that fourth quarter. But kudos to the team for finding a way to win this close game. They were behind in the fourth. They came from behind to win the game against the Warriors. They do have a tough test ahead of them coming up on Monday against the Suns. You know, so the question is this Spurs team finally figuring things out? I would like to say yes. I want to know what you think, Rudy.
Well, what I think is almost irrelevant, because I'm not that smart when it comes to Spurs ball. No, just playing. Honestly, the Spurs are in the middle of a 4-game winning streak. I can't really say right now if they're turning the corner. It's good. I mean, you're talking about a Spurs team that's defeated the Celtics, Wizards, Blazers, and Warriors, all playoff teams right now. If you playoffs start today, the Warriors, the Celtics, and Wizards would be in. The Blazers would be in the play-in game. So technically all playoff teams right now. That is really good right there. The Zach Collins thing coming back, my concern is who takes a step back. And that's where I'm going to go to Derek on. With Zach Collins possibly coming back, pretty soon here, who takes that step back? Is it a benefit for the Spurs to have him coming back?
Wow. Well, first of all, it's going to take him a little time to get in basketball, actual NBA shape. But, man, they've been playing Thaddeus Young, they'll play him 15 minutes. The next thing you know, he's not playing at all. So I'll eliminate him. The only guys I could see maybe losing time would be the young guy Lawndale and possibly Drew Eubanks. I think Purtle has played very well. Purtle brings a lot of things to the team on both ends of the floor. So I would think the guy that would be affected the most would probably be Drew Eubanks.
And this winning streak that they're on, 4 games, they've got the Suns coming up. Can they make it 5?
Wow. Well, it's going to be tough.
Nobody's going to crucify you.
No, the way they're playing right now, I mean, if you look at it, they're getting production from several guys. So we know they don't have that one guy that they can go to at the end of the game that's going to get you 25 on a nightly basis. But if you look at last night, the team was struggling. They had a good lead, then they blew it. All right. So Pop made an adjustment. About I think like 3 minutes and 38 seconds left in the third quarter. He inserted my guy from Detroit, the shooter, Bryn Forbes. So he inserts Bryn Forbes. Now they needed a pickup. They had blown the lead. Bryn Forbes come in. He plays well. He scores 18 points. He leads the game in scoring. All the Spurs in scoring. So they made a great adjustment last night. Pop is coming out of his comfort zone. He's getting used to these young guys. He's letting them blend together. And I already said they have a good team. I just think they need a star.
What are you getting mad at me for? I believe
No,
you.
I'm just saying they have I don't want people to think I don't think they have a good team. They're young. They're like the 3rd youngest team in the NBA. But if you look at their team, they have a good team. I just want them to bring in that one guy that could be the guy that they're going to – the glue guy who's going to be the guy that can get you 25, that can go off the dribble since we don't have DeMar DeRozan anymore. Just that one guy that can fill it up and that can pass the ball a little bit.
Who can that guy be?
Banchero. I'm just playing.
Banchero.
Well, no, that's a good answer.
If
they don't want to go for the playoffs this year, then that's a great answer. But if it seemed like the guys, at what point do you listen to the players? The players seem like they want to make the playoffs, and it seems like the way they're playing that they believe they should make the playoffs.
Do you think they make the playoffs?
The way they're playing right now, yes, because I don't think, if you look at it, I think they beat out of Sacramento at the end. I believe they beat out Portland at the end. Those are the teams you're going to have to beat out. I think Dallas will be right there. Dallas might even be a 5 seed. So I say the Spurs can make it in 7, maybe in that play-in game. Yes, I do believe that.
One of our bosses, Michael DeLeon from Project Spurs, is in here, and he said nobody puts baby in the corner, and he's talking about Joe. We put baby in the corner in Studio 2, so I'm sorry, Michael. We didn't mean to do that.
Yeah, just for that, you all need to play Hungry Eyes now.
Yeah, it's coming, Joe. We promise it's coming. It's coming. We're queuing that up for the special segment. But Spurs talk. The one thing that I've also seen on social media, we got about a minute here, is a lot of people are upset that the Spurs are winning because they're like, we want Banchero, we want Chet Holmgren. Well, okay, but if this team is good enough to compete, wouldn't you want them to compete?
If they make a trade, they're going to be even better. So they're going to make a trade before the deadline.
And now that's probably what Thad Young.
I still say Thad leaves, yes, and I still say a guard or 2 leaves. Yes.
Well, if you ask Spurs fans, they want to trade Drew Eubanks. They've turned on him
already. I mean,
I don't know, man. That's what I'm seeing on Spurs Twitter.
Out of sight, out of mind, man. The guy plays hard. He brings it every night, every minute he's on the floor. So it's just out of sight, out of mind.
I like Drew.
Yeah, but Zach Collins comes back. I mean, doesn't it make Drew expendable if Zach plays like to his capabilities?
I like Zach Collins when he's healthy. So that you got to factor that in. I'm hoping he's healthy. He's moved around a little bit just because of his health, but I think definitely he can help the Spurs. And so you get that one more guy that can give you 20 points a night. That makes them a legitimate team in the West. Positive talk from Derek Gervin. All right, man. We're coming back with some Kettle talk. Brad Mayar is in studio. That was Spurs Cheeseman. We'll probably get some more Spurs talk here later on in the hour. Derek Gervin, Shmire on the beats, Ravish and Rudy Campos, Brad the Body Mayor, Salvation Army in studio, Joe Garcia, The Rock, and Stats in studio 2. I'm looking at the camera. Joe is slapping the little kids around because they are misbehaving. Merry Christmas, everybody. We'll be back Sweep the League Radio.
United Collision Care Center, official sponsor of Sweep the League, specializes in body paint, frame, and mechanical services from light cosmetic repairs to heavy collision hits, as well as fleet maintenance. All technicians are platinum certified by ICAR, the top training organization in the collision industry. Quality and customer service are what their business ethics are based on. Trust is the hardest thing to build and the easiest thing to lose. So let's build a mutual relationship that starts with trust and a peace of mind. Contact Lewis and his staff today, 210-595-6413, or visit them at 6575 Pratt Road.
You've been listening to Sweep the League Radio. Follow us on Twitter at Sweep the League. Shemaya is at Shemaya on the BT. Or what about Chris Geller at Official Mr. 300? Sweep the League Radio, sponsored by Project Spurs, the United Collision Care Center. If you want to go visit them, you can also visit us at www.sweeptheleague.com. Hey, sports fans, trading cards is all the hype and it's absolute fire now. Where do you get the best sports cards in town? What's on second? Over on 4177 Nacville Parent Boulevard. Give them a call, 210-590-8444. They have everything you need. Sports cards, basketball, baseball, football, Pokemon cards, sports memorabilia, whatever you want, they've got over at What's on Second. And pick up the phone, call us on the Project Spurs hotline, 210-308-8867. You've been listening to Sweep the League on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Don't turn that dial. Hey guys, it's Sweep the League. You've been listening to Sweep the League. Be sure to follow us on all of our Twitters, at Shemaya on the BT, at Sweep the League is myself. Why not go follow Chris Geller at Official Mr. 300, or head over to the website, www.sweeptheleague.com. Again, Sweep the League Radio.
You're listening to Sweep the League Radio.
Man, he's rocking tonight. I don't know what it is. I think he doesn't want to play the Motown, the hip hop, the country anymore. He's trying to get that Christmas bonus.
Trying to switch it up, man.
He wants that Christmas bonus. He knows I love rock music. It's Sweep the League Radio, United Collision Care Center, #1 body shop in all of San Antonio. Go visit Luis and his guys out there, certified technicians. United Collision Care Center, proud sponsors of Sweep the League Radio. Project Spurs, the #1 Spurs coverage around. Michael and his staff do a tremendous job covering San Antonio Spurs, Austin Spurs, as well as other stuff as well. I mean, they do throw some stuff out there as well. Spurscast, Paul Garcia and First Spurs podcast around. Go to Project Spurs across all social medias. What's on Second? Sports cards are the hot trend right now, as well as Pokemon cards. What's on Second has you covered on every single thing. Basketball, football, baseball, Pokemon, whatever you need. Memorabilia, Christmas is coming up. You want to get that autograph, go out to What's on Second. Brian and his staff out there do a tremendous job. They will take care of you 100% of the time. Sweep the League Radio, 9:30 a.m. The Answer. As I mentioned, Derek, Shemaya, myself, Brad, Joe, Rock, and Stats. We are a full staff tonight. And last, the time has come. We are in segment 2. Our special guest, Brad the Body Mayor, Salvation Army, Parade of Kettles. We actually were blessed to have a kettle. And if you hear in the background, it's the Macho Man's theme song. Why? Because Brad has done a Macho Man type impersonation. We'll get in here in a little bit on that for the donation for an impersonation here. Brad, welcome to Sweep the League. Love having you on, man.
Thanks for having me. This is a lot of fun.
Awesome, man. I didn't tell you that you were going to be coming into a crazy party like we always tend to have. So hopefully you can put up with us and our antics here.
Absolutely. Happy to be here.
Awesome. Give us a little bit of background on the Salvation Army Parade of Kettles. Now, for me, this was my second year doing it. Last year, I was partnered with Carolina Teague for Sports Dime. So we had a kettle then. This year, Carolina has one with the Sports Dime. We've got one for Sweep the League. So we're trying to double everything between the shows out there. But give us a background on the Parade of Kettles. And is there any way we can, I don't know, maybe, slip some cash under the table to guarantee our team a win?
I'm checking the table here. Well, I'll start at the top. The Red Kettle Campaign is the Salvation Army's biggest fundraiser of the year. You know, all the money raised stays local. It helps local families that need help with, whether it be families in our shelter. On a given night, we have about 130 people staying in our emergency family shelter, and about 70 of those are children right now. So that's pretty eye-opening when you think about homelessness, and children are, the face of homelessness in this instance. But the Red Kettle Campaign also funds programs, social services programs, just like our utility assistance, our veterans programs, rental assistance, homeless prevention. We've got senior programs. We've got programs for children. We have a branch of the Boys and Girls Club near Woodlawn Lake. So that's the Red Kettle Campaign that funds all of that. So a little branch of the Red Kettle Campaign is Parade of Kettles. So all the money raised through the Parade of Kettles, ultimately feeds into the big Red Kettle Campaign. So Parade of Kettles is just a fun way. It's something that we do in San Antonio. It's unique to San Antonio. All the other Salvation Armies don't do this. So this is really cool for us that local media personalities, local celebrities, people who have a business in the public eye, etc. We have about 15 participants each year. They decorate a kettle. This year, Sweep the League has a lovely Roadrunner theme kettle. So it's very cool that you guys did a great job with that. It's been really popular. And they compete to see who can raise the most money. So you have an online link, which has been posted and will continue to be posted and tweeted for those that follow Sweep the League and Salvation Army. You'll have a chance to support the Sweep the League kettle. And then if you also follow us on social media, you'll find out who some of the other participants are and where you can find the Sweep the League kettle and come out and make a donation in the actual physical kettle. And you were out at Shops at La Cantera with us yesterday, Rudy, and
I was.
got some donations out there.
I apologize because I couldn't raise enough money by myself, so I had to call in the guns, and that would be The Rock out there to help me raise money. He did a pretty good job out there, way better than I could do. But yeah, it's all going to one place. I mean, we're here, like I tell everybody on social media, Derek Gervin, Shemaya, myself, the staff of Sweep the League are here to rescue Christmas for the kids. That's what we want to do. We want to rescue Christmas. You can go to the Salvation Army's website, click the Parade of Kettles link, and scroll past all those other teams until you get to Sweep the League. Click on Sweep the League, make that donation in there. We are forever grateful for that. But at the end of the day, like Brad said, it goes to the kids. All the money goes to the kids. This is just a friendly competition. If we don't end up winning, I'm going to challenge all the other teams to a slam dunk contest because Derek can take care of that. We can't dunk a ball at all. So, I mean, Derek can slam dunk a basketball and pretty much beat everybody.
And Rudy, I'm gonna check my hours for that day because I want the fans to come out, man, and let's talk some basketball. Talk to a former NBA, UTSA guy. Let's talk about the Spurs, the history of the Spurs. Let's talk about my brother, George the Iceman. Let's talk the game. I'd love to talk to the people and come out and support the Salvation Army. I think that would be a fantastic way to spend a Saturday.
For sure. Now, you're talking December 11th, and then the following Saturday was 12 to 4 at La Cantera.
Yeah. 12 to 4, both Saturdays.
Yeah, both Saturdays.
Shops at La Cantera. We're next to Forever 21, Luciano's in that area. So you'll see us out there making some noise and just come out and put some money in these kettles and show your support.
The things that are really important, real life. This is what Christmas is really about, is helping others that can't help themselves in a lot of situations.
Absolutely.
That's why I'm so happy about what you're doing.
Absolutely. And it's flattering, for all of us at Salvation Army and me personally working with the Parade of Kettles program. I'm just humbled and just extremely grateful every year to see people who all have busy schedules that take some time, whether it be a few hours here and there or once a week or a few times a week, whatever your schedule allows you to do. Yesterday, people out there on their Saturday, there's a million other places you could be spending your Saturday, but you guys took time to come out, and we're looking forward to being out there again next Saturday, and we'll have some other friends join us next Saturday, and it should be a good time.
Yeah, it was a fun time. It really, really was. I enjoyed it. Like I said, I did it last year. did a couple of stops with was that Traders Village was one of them?
Traders Village last year.
Then
yeah.
I did the La Cantera one last year. Again, we did it yesterday. Derek's going to be joining us out at La Cantera again for the Salvation Army Parade of Kettles. He'll be ringing the bell, and it's going to be weird because Derek is like touching the clouds in the sky, so the bell's going to be up in the air. You're going to like, where's that coming from, man?
I'm the size of the 21st century, man.
We'll have Dolby Atmos. We'll have it coming from all directions. You know, it'll be really, really great. And then if those people that want to get a head start on your kettle, or even anyone listening tonight, you can go to salvationarmysatx.org, click on the Parade of Kettles tab, and look for the Sweep the League and donate to the Sweep the League kettle.
Yeah, it's a great program. Great program. Now, Mission Pro Wrestling. And the reason why I'm bringing this up, we're not going from, Parade of Kettles to wrestling, anything like that, because it all ties in together.
Yes.
Thunder Rosa has a kettle.
She has a kettle.
And she can kick my butt in the ring, and she's probably going to kick my butt on the kettle part 2. I will not challenge Thunder Rosa on anything.
Yeah.
But she's also got an event. Mission Pro Wrestling's putting on an event, and that's also to benefit the Salvation Army as well. Give us some details on that.
Yeah, we're really happy about that. We've made a great relationship with Thunder Rosa in recent years. She's been a big supporter of the Salvation Army. We can't even begin to say how grateful we are to her. But one of her many hats that she wears, she's, a lot of people know her as an AEW wrestling star, but one of the many things that many hats that she wears is also she's a co-founder of Mission Pro Wrestling. And Mission Pro Wrestling, they do shows not just all over Texas, but other states as well. It's a fast-growing independent wrestling promotion. So this will be the second benefit show they've done with the Salvation Army, and it's going to be coming up this Saturday on December the 11th. So some of the wrestlers will be out at La Cantera with us that day. And then later that evening, you'll have a chance to see them in action. And it'll be for a great cause at our Salvation Army Peacock Boys and Girls Club, 615 Peacock Avenue. You go to missionprowrestling.net and get your tickets. And got an amazing lineup of talent. Thunder Rosa herself will be in action that night, which is really a treat for anyone that follows wrestling. She's, her, star power is just really catapulted in the past year, now that she's under contract with AEW Wrestling. And AEW, for those of you who don't know, is international wrestling organization that's really, it's a rival to WWE. It's a bona fide, it's huge, a lot of top notch, some of the top wrestlers in the world are there. Thunder Rosa, she's one of them, and it's really incredible. So it's a treat to be able to see her come back to her hometown and in action, because with her AEW obligations, those opportunities are fewer and far between now. So to see her in action and up close in a small setting like this is a huge treat. And she's going to make history that night. Her son, Anakin Rosa, is going to be in a tag match. The two of them will be taking on JP Harlow and Mighty Myra. So it'd be interesting, a mother-son match. That'll be historic in itself, a mother-son wrestling match teaming up. And if you follow any of those wrestlers like JP Harlow or Mighty Myra or Thunder Rosa, if you follow them on social media, it's a cool storyline. Taco Bell is involved in this storyline. So
nice. December 11th, Mission Pro Wrestling. We're going to have more with Brad here after the commercial break. Okay. Brad Mayer in studio, Derek Irvin, Shimon on the beats. Studio 2 is rocking over there. And Rudy Campos Jr., Sweep the League Radio. Hey, impersonation's coming up next. Rock, are you ready? Sweep the League, we're coming back.
Happy holidays, everyone.
Don't let the stress of getting into an accident keep you down. Contact United Collision Care Center, where Lewis and his certified technicians will get you back on the road in no time. They're a 5-star company with over 270 reviews on carwise.com. Quality and customer service are what separate them from the rest, making them the best. Specializing in body paint, frame, and mechanical services, from light cosmetic repairs to heavy collision hits, United Collision Care Center does it all. Contact them today at 210-595-6413 or visit their shop at 6575 Pratt Road. Again, that's United Collision Care Center, the best in the business and official sponsor of Sweep the League.
You've been listening to Sweep the League Radio. Follow us on Twitter at Sweep the League. Shemaya is at Shemaya on the BT. Or what about Chris Geller at official Mr. 300? Sweep the League Radio, sponsored by Project Spurs, the United Collision Care Center. If you want to go visit them, you can also visit us at www.sweeptheleague.com. Two Shots Podcast is a fun-filled extravaganza bringing you into the world of sports and entertainment. Joe Garcia and the staff keep you updated on Spurs, combat sports, Dallas Cowboys, and my favorite, everything in Nerdville like Marvel and DC. Head to the line for Two Shots, as in Two Shots Podcast, available across all streaming platforms. No sport is bigger than football here in the Lone Star State. High school football is king on Friday nights, so listening to Along the Wire with B. Damone is a must. Brandon brings you all the latest news and notes, as well as rankings for our local high school football teams here in San Antonio. Cue up the band, get comfortable in your bleacher seat, and tune in for the best high school coverage around with Along the Wire.
You know what the difference is between you and me? I make this look good.
With SRN News, I'm Jason Walker. Average price of gasoline fell 3 cents over the past 2 weeks to $3.46 a gallon. Industry analyst Trilby Lundberg says the price drop is partly due to the crash in crude oil. The average price, though, $1.24 higher than it was 1 year ago. You'll find the highest average price, San Francisco at $4.80, the lowest $2.91 in Houston. Officials say 10 people aboard a Norwegian cruise line ship in New Orleans have tested positive for COVID. Louisiana Department of Health says the Norwegian breakaway departed New Orleans a week ago and since then made stops in Belize, Honduras, and Mexico. Before anybody can get off that vessel, they must be tested for the virus. And flags in America at half staff as the nation mourns the death of Bob Dole. This is SRN News.
9:30 a.m. The Answer.
It is the Christmas version, way too early Christmas version, but the only reason we have Christmas songs right now is because it's December. And it's also time for us here at Sweep the League to rescue the kids. Parade of Kettle, Salvation Army. We have Brad in studio with us here. Derek Gervin, Shmile the Beats, the guys in studio too. Rudy Campos Jr., Joe Garcia, Stats. And who else is back there, Shamaya?
If you smell what the Rock is cooking.
The Rock himself. And I've got a special announcement. Brad's going to give us a couple more details, but I went to the studio too, the producer's room, the green room, whatever we want to call it back there. I went to the daycare and I walked in and said, who's taking the chop from Thunder Rosa? And Rock said he's going to take a chop if we can get a donation. He will take the Thunder Rosa chop next Saturday at La Cantera. I am already preparing the ambulance and the gurney and all that stuff because that's going to hurt. Rock, are you okay? You said you'd do it. Now you can't back out now. Are you okay?
Yeah, I think I'll be okay. Like I was telling Stats and Joe, I guess I'm gonna be hitting push-ups all week, man. Gotta prepare myself. I'm gonna be telling my brother to, hey, just continue to hit me. I gotta get it. For I don't feel the pain.
Rocky was telling me if he gets hit, Rudy said something about buying beer, so I'm there for that.
I will buy the drinks for Rock because he's gonna need a lot of that and a lot of ice. It's gonna hurt, I'm pretty sure. There's no way it will not hurt. So December 11th, Rock's gonna take a chop. Chop the Rock, Thunder Rosa, Salvation Army, Parade of Kettles. Brad, you had a couple more details for the Mission Pro Wrestling here?
Yeah, I will say that in addition to coming out and seeing the storylines and some of the matches that I mentioned earlier, we're going to have the title match will be on title will be on the line that night. Holy Dead, she'll be taking on Black Widow. It'll be a really intriguing matchup. You'll have the Renegade Twins, the tag team champions. They'll be defending the title, and you have actually a 7-woman scramble match, be like an elimination match. So you'll see 6 pinfalls that night. So it's really an exciting night of action. And kids tickets start at $10. You can, it's family friendly show, and portion of the ticket sales will go to the Salvation Army. And in addition to that, bring a toy to the show for a local child less fortunate. We have our Salvation Army Angel Tree program, and we're going to be wrapping up the adoption phase of the Angel Tree this week. But every year, there's always going to be a group of kids that, once we start, preparing the Angel Tree warehouse, there'll be some areas where you're like, okay, well, this child could use a few more toys, or, oh, well, this child maybe didn't get adopted this year. So toy drives that people do in the community, and just like toys that, anyone brings to the show that night for our donation box, they can, go to help those local kids in need, and, just bring a smile to their face Christmas morning. All ages under 12 are acceptable, but the 9 to 12-year-old range is the area where we usually struggle the most every year, because people tend to get for the smaller kids.
Yeah.
And then when we start looking at the 9 to 12s, it's like, oh, well, they could use a little bit more. So come out, missionprowrestling.net, get your tickets. Next Saturday, December 11th, should be an exciting night. And then we're doing all the things with Parade of Kettles and you guys. So
awesome.
Can't wait.
I think I can convince the wife to go to Mission Pro Wrestling. So we'll see if we can head out there, take some toys out there, represent, for the Parade of Kettles, help the Salvation Army out, help out Thunder Rosa and Mission Pro Wrestling as well. Everything's for the kids. Everything's for the kids. And Parade of Kettle talk again here. Before we get into more Parade of Kettle talk, I did have people contact me and said that last week I said, donation for an impersonation. We're going to do that. I promised them that we would do that. It's not, hundreds and hundreds of dollars, a few bucks here and there. We will get into the impersonation, the donation for the impersonations. But first, what a day it was yesterday at La Cantera. A great turnout. We had Ernie Zuniga was out there. He had his kettle. Carolina Teague was out there.
News 4
was out there. David Chancellor and producer Allie was out there as well.
Allie and Gloria De Leon.
Gloria De Leon as well.
Katie
We also
Blake
had
from KSAT
Katie
12.
Blake. Now, when this all started, I remember you and I, Katie, kind of went back and forth, and you said I should challenge Katie Blake to a bell ringing thing, and I said sure, and then she said, yeah, let's do it.
We need to make that happen.
Oh, you really set me up for failure all the time with these things, man. We'll make something happen with Katie Blake. Definitely. We got Rocky Garza in here. What's the chop about next Saturday, the 11th? Well, let's update everybody. Next Saturday, December 11th, La Cantera between 12 and 4. We'll get you an exact time. Thunder Rosa, AEW's own Thunder Rosa, Mission Pro Wrestling as well, is going to be out at La Cantera. Well, our version of a wrestler, The Rock, said he will take a chop from Thunder Rosa for a donation. Now, if anybody out there wants to sponsor the chop, by all means, go for it. I will definitely find another person to sponsor it too. I think if we can raise enough money for that chop, she can probably just maybe make it that much harder on The Rock, where it tattoos her handprint on the chest.
Oh, wow.
I mean, is that possible?
Yeah, I think we need to have
I
like
hear
a
him
certain,
laughing.
I think we need to have a certain goal.
Hey,
like if you
Rudy.
raise X number of dollars, then you get the chop.
Hey, you know what I thought, Rudy? If
What's that?
if Thunder Rosa does chop Rocky, that handprint's gonna go really good with that Detroit Lions tattoo, man.
Oh, that's perfect.
I love it.
The handprint and the Lions tattoo. When Rock signed up to be part of Sweep the League, I don't think he signed up for all of this. That's for sure. But whatever Rock does, I'll do the same. I mean, there's already talk that because Rock is wearing the John Stockton shorts, I'm going to have to wear the John Stockton shorts. So, Rock, I think I might be doing that next week. I'm going to have to go buy the 5-inch shorts and join you. That's going to definitely keep people away from the kettle.
And he can do that. He never missed leg day. I mean, look at
No, he hasn't. The guy, Jesus, man, that guy is.
There's another show going on the live stream.
Oh, yeah, definitely. If y'all are checking out Studio 2, I'm sure Rock will get up and start flexing here in just a little bit. But speaking of Rock, yesterday, very fun day. I was there about 1 o'clock, 1:30. Rock saying, hey, I'm on my way. All right, no problem. Like I said, I didn't collect a lot of money until Rock got there. When Rock got there, He was there in Crocs, the Rock in Crocs. He was there in short shorts. I got text from my wife saying, Rock is bringing money in. And I said, yes, he is. I asked Rock, I'm like, you know, buddy, you're bringing the money in. I love this. I'm just going to have you do this because I can't do it. I spend every waking moment of the day trying to look what the kids call cute. So I can, you know, try to bring in the money. I don't have a sexy body. I don't have anything like that. Even though I'm the ravishing one, I don't have that. But Rock walks in with the t-shirt, or was it a t-shirt or sweater?
It was a Dallas Cowboys vintage sweater.
See, he even rocked the vintage sweater Cowboys.
It was the Cowboys. That's what did it.
I don't know. I have an idea of what it was. It was two things. It was the shorts. First off,
It's the Rock and Crocs, dude. That's all it is.
the
man.
Rock and Crocs, but also Rock let out a secret. So for you ladies out there that want to see the Rock, there's a secret, and it worked. Shemaya, we got to play this. What was the secret? And give me the song. Give me the song.
There it is.
It was the hard, hungry eyes. I saw it for.
Yeah, there it is.
I saw it with my own eyes. I saw it. He had the eyes. He had the look. Girls would walk by, and Rock would look, smile. They would turn around and drop a donation. I'm not lying. That is a superpower that I will never get in my lifetime.
Hey, Rudy, you want to know the secret, man? It's
Keep it clean. Keep it clean.
It's having colored eyes, man.
Colored-
I got colored eyes from my dad, and it's just about being confident, man. You know, just got to be nice. You know, sometimes you just smile, act like you know what you're doing.
But
and it
my
works out the
confidence is
best
high.
way.
My confidence is high. Now, I obviously I can't. I'm a married man. I mean, my wife's in here already. She claims she saw it too. She saw the way you were looking, and you were giving the eye look, the hard, hungry eyes, and getting those donations. Brad doesn't mind. Brad was welcoming that.
I tell them all the time, I was like, every kettle participant should have a secret weapon. It doesn't matter. I said, just keep it clean. So it's, you know, and I said, as long as it doesn't get you fired or divorced or, you know, permanently disfigured, you know, anything if it's legal, do whatever you got to do to get a donation.
So, Brad, should we take the Salvation Army and we like move on the road to all the malls around San Antonio and
Hey,
Rocky's a special guest?
That's perfectly fine. Yeah, it's all for a good cause.
Man, let's take Rock down to the south side, man. Let's see how that works out there.
We go hit the South Park Mall over
Yes,
there.
sir.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
I hear you clearly.
Oh God. Okay, so we can't make Rock do it all. I mean, we all got to participate, but I think we found the secret weapon. And actually, Rocky Garza is in here, not the Rock back there. Rock, is this his brother or dad?
It's my dad, actually.
Dad. Okay, so Dad says, I'll buy the John Stockton shorts for you to wear, Rudy. Y'all both wear them on Saturday.
There you go.
I agree on that, Rudy.
Okay,
Just take up that
so
offer.
as long as they're not size medium, I mean, I'm not allowed to let the cheeks hang out at the end. I can't do that. That's
we
for
need to
sure.
get you some spray painted Ravishing Rick Rude pants. You know,
That's another thing I
what
was
you
thinking
need.
about.
But
We
you
have
got to
a
wear the
desire.
Crocs too, Rudy.
Okay, I own 0 Crocs, but if I have to get a pair of Crocs, the Rock and Crocs, and I don't have a name other than Ravishing, but Ravishing.
No, I got a new name for him. I just came
Oh.
up with it.
Okay, well, is it clean?
Yes, it's clean.
Okay, what is it?
It's Rocky Hungry Eyes. Garza.
Rocky Hungry Eyes Garza. I like that.
Need a t-shirt.
We need the
Put on a
t-shirt.
shirt.
So next week it's Rock in Crocs in the shorts and the eyes. He's got to bring the eyes. It's me in the shorts and possibly the Crocs as well. Derek Gervin is shaking his head, but I think he's going to be there. Yeah. Not in Stockton shorts. He did his time wearing Stockton shorts back in the day.
Yeah. I got to be a spectator though. You guys are hilarious, man.
Barry White might show up. You never know.
Very White.
Can we get you all matching shorts, like green shorts with the red shirt, like Elf? You know, I mean, that's what I'm envisioning.
Yeah,
man.
I like. Good idea. The Christmas colors. I like that.
man.
I like that.
You got to get the little hat with the ears, Rudy. One for you and one for Rocky.
Yeah.
Or Derek, do you still have your shorts from when you played? You could wear those.
My shorts from when I play, I don't even know. Today they will probably be more like I got to keep it clean underwear, but I can't. Yeah, they kind of.
Oh, here we go.
They would be kind of
Thank God we got a commercial break. Last segment coming up. Derek Gervin, Smile the Beats, Brad, Rudy, Joe, Rock, and Stats in studio. More Kettle Talk and impersonation for the donation coming up.
All you music heads out there, from punk to metal to indie, the Chuck Van Show plays the best in real local music from San Antonio and around Texas. Real new music you're not hearing anywhere else. Sundays at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time on modsnapradio.com. It's the Chuck Van Show.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I'm Mark the MC, and you are listening to Sweep the League Radio. Before we get back to the show, here's a message from I Am Refocused.
I'm focused, man. Focused.
IamRefocusedRadio.com are proud friends of Sweep the League Radio. With new interviews each week, we are looking for special guests. Do you have a story? Are you an athlete, music artist, business owner? Visit IamRefocusedRadio.com today and send us a message. Now, back to Sweep the League Radio.
Spurs season isn't just 82 games, but year-round. That's why you need to make sure you have the best coverage around at all times. Project Spurs provides you with the most in-depth Spurs coverage all day, every day. Articles, analysis, and live game coverage provided by some of the best journalists in the business. Need more? Listen to the Spurs Cast with Paul Garcia for even more Spurs-related news and notes. Visit ProjectSpurs.com for all the latest Spurs information, or follow them on social media. Twitter is at Project Spurs, or just search for Project Spurs on Facebook and Instagram. Project Spurs, dominating Spurs coverage and proud sponsors of Sweep the League.
Hey guys, it's Sweep the League. You've been listening to Sweep the League. Be sure to follow us on all of our Twitters, at Shemaya on the BT, at Sweep the League is myself. Why not go follow Chris Galler at official Mr. 300, or head over to the website, www.sweeptheleague.com. Again, Sweep the League Radio.
You are listening to Sweep the League Radio.
Sweep the League, and we're getting ready for Christmas here. We're, I don't know what, how many days too early, Shemaya? 20 days earlier, but hey, it works for us here. Derek Gervin, Shemaya on the Beats, Rudy Campos Jr., Stats, Brad, Joe Garcia, and the new star of Sweep the League Radio, I'm assuming here, the one, the only, Rock and Croc Garza.
If you smell what the Rock is cooking,
that's me.
That is him.
No, I was Rocky Hungry Eyes.
I'm a little jealous, man.
He's Shemaya's jealous.
Hungry Eyes in the house.
Hungry Eyes in the house. That's our secret weapon here at Sweep the League for sure. Impersonation, donation for the impersonations is coming up here. United Collision Care Center, Project Spurs. What's on second? 9:30 a.m. The answer, guys. We have a few minutes here. I've got a little announcement, a special message at the end of the show here to share with everybody. Nothing bad, I promise. Nothing bad at all. But I do have a little special message at the end of the show here. You want to give us a call, 210-308-8867, Project Spurs hotline. Anything you want us to do, maybe? I mean, for the Kettles, we probably will do it. I doubt we can get Shemaya in short shorts. I've never seen him in shorts. Can't do that.
I'm too skinny.
Too skinny. But that would be better than me in short shorts. I mean, that is for sure. I don't have the legs and the body like Rock, and I'm not skinny like you or Derek. I don't even have a dad body yet, so that's going to be terrible for next
The question is, you're going to shave the legs when you wear the
No,
shorts?
I'm not shaving the
No.
legs. No. I'm not swimming or anything, so no, I'm not shaving legs. All right. I had a few people say they will make the donations. Brad, I'm not letting you off the hook. Earlier in the day, you were on the Sports Dive and you had to rap.
Yeah.
You had to do a little rap.
And I was hoping Carolina would have forgotten, but she remembered.
No, she remembered, as I
survived.
remembered here. Now, I heard earlier that we had an Ed Ogeron impersonator. We even have an Elmo impersonator. I'm going to tell you that's The Rock. So he's going to give it to us here in a little while. But do you want to go ahead, Brad? What do you got? I've heard you do Mick from Rocky. I've heard you do Rocky as well. Not that Rock, but Rocky Balboa. I've heard you do a little bit of Macho Man. Is that the only three you do, or you got?
Yeah, I just have fun, and whatever comes to mind, I'll attempt it. I don't claim any of them to be master impressions. But,
No. I mean, nobody can master the impression. Now, Jay Moore could master some impressions. I love Jay Moore's impersonations.
He's good.
I mean, if you want whatever you want to drop, man, you can drop it for the Parade of Kettles, Salvation Army. Go, like I've told everybody, as long as it's clean, drop whatever you want. Yeah, this is for you. This is for the donation.
It's definitely going to be clean. No 1980s Eddie Murphy.
No. Don't go raw on us. That is for sure.
Absolutely not.
All right, Brad Mayart with the impersonation. Rock on deck for sure.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Brad.
I can attempt Macho Man, I guess. I mean, do you have any Slim Jims here under the
I don't have
table?
Slim Jims. We have a Macho theme music. Can we cue up the Macho Man music?
Shout out
for Brad here?
Randy Savage.
Randy Savage. Let's cue up the music. There you go.
Oh, yeah. Freak out. We got Mission Pro Wrestling coming up this Saturday, December the 11th at the Peacock Boys and Girls Club for the Salvation Army. Yeah, come see Thunder Rosa and Holy Dad and all the girls in action for the Salvation Army for a good cause. Put money in the Sweep the League kettle. Go to SalvationArmySATX.org now. Yeah.
That sounds like a Cookie Monster, man.
Cookie Monster.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
No, that was Macho Man.
Excellent, man.
Well, yeah, I did
Man.
say they were all bad.
That's great.
That's just jealousy right there. Come on, somebody. That was Macho Man, man. That was awesome. I love that.
Yeah, no.
I can't. I mean, you go ooh yeah, Macho Man. I can't do it like that.
Yeah,
Not like you at all. It's terrible. It's terrible. Rock had a couple of impersonations he would do for the donation here. Which one are you going to drop? Because you surprised me with the Elmo one at La Cantera. Then you even got me with the Ed Ogeron. So which one are you doing?
I can do both if I needed.
Okay, let's do both. And Ricky Jimenez is in here. Ricky Jimenez said that was the Nacho Man. I'll agree with that. We can't use Macho Man's name. We cannot use What about the Pancho Man? We can do the Pancho Man for San Antonio. We got the Hispanic heritage here, Pancho Man. All right, Rock. Let's do Ed Ogeron first. Coach O was from LSU. Give me some Coach O.
Well, Rudy, I thought we had a good game on offense. Our offense performed real good, and I thought we were going to be going to the SEC game. But I love Alabama. I love playing them. Go Tigers.
Wow. All right, that was Coach O.
No, that was an impression. That was good.
I told you he's like the tool, man, the trade of all tools or whatever you want to call it. Elmo, you did a good Elmo the other day. Give me the Elmo.
Hey, really?
That was a Mickey Mouse.
Hold on.
That was straight up Mickey.
We don't got that Disney money, dude.
It's me, Elmo. Hi, Rudy. It's me, Elmo. I'm Sweep the League.
It sounds like those shorts are kind of small.
Dude, I think that's a Mickey Mouse impersonation, man.
Yeah, I have to credit. My voice is kind of out right
The
now.
voice is out. When he did do it,
UTSA
when he did
game.
it yesterday, yeah, I was like, that is the Elmo. I would say that was the Ed Ogeron was probably my favorite out of the two that Rocky did.
I'm going to try one more. More.
See, there we go. It's impersonations.
Hey, Daddy, which kettle should I put the money in? Well, Bobby, I think you should put the money in the Sweep the League kettle.
That was
Hank Hill, King of the Hill.
King of the Hill. There you go. I'm loving the impersonation.
Allergy season makes my impressions
It's
even worse.
tough.
My already bad impersonations are even worse.
Someone wants to know if anyone can do a Michael Keaton Beetlejuice. I got a text on that. Anybody can do a Michael Keaton Beetlejuice possibly?
I feel like Joe can do it. Joe can do it.
I can't, dude. I can't do Michael Keaton.
Either Joe
man.
or Derek. I feel like Derek wants to say something.
Are you serious, Mike? Man, you lucky I even know about the movies and who Michael Keaton is. I can't.
It's showtime.
Hey, I gotta give you guys your credit though, both of you guys, Brad and Rocky, even for coming on here, even for doing your show, even doing your little skits, man. It takes a lot of guts.
I tried to do an Al Pacino impersonation, and my wife said, "You sound like Little Nicky."
Oh man!
I was like, "Are you kidding me? I've been working so hard."
Someone tells me Rudy could do Hulk Hogan, man.
I cannot do the Hulk, so there's a.
Well, you at least got you know something, brother. You just start off the sentence that way.
Tear
and
your
give it a
shirt,
shot.
man. You
Yeah.
gotta tear your
Tear
shirt.
my shirt, dude.
Yeah.
Good God, we have viewers, Joe. We don't need to lose viewers. I'm not trying. Well, you know something, brother.
There you
go. That's a
There you go.
cokester.
There you go.
That was good.
That was okay. I'm not as good as these guys here. I'm definitely not as good as these guys when it comes to impersonations at all. But yeah, I would try. I was kind of let down when my wife said, "You sound like little Nicky," and I'm like, "Oh God, I worked so hard at Pacino. One day, I definitely have to do the Al Pacino once I perfect it. I'm a kind of a perfectionist on it. But great job, guys. Impersonations. I appreciate you. They're going to make donations for you guys here at the Parade of Kettles and Sweep the League Kettle. I did want to take a little bit of time here to mention something, a little bit of a special message here for sure. Earlier in the day, 9:30 a.m. Had basically the sports time went off the air this morning. It was the last show for Carolina Teague, and it was over a year that the sports time was on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. I was a part of the first year Carolina Teague started the sports time. The fastest growing sports radio show on the weekend. And that's pretty much a fact. We were hot from the beginning. We had guests like Joy Taylor. We had guests Keldon Johnson in studio, Sean Elliott, Bill Land, Summer Sanders, just to name a few. We talked to Mario Barrios. We talked to Joshua Franco. Amazing show. So I just wanted to basically tell Carolina that we here at Sweep the League, we wish you absolutely nothing but the best on your next endeavor. Sad to see the sports time coming off the radio airwaves here at 9:30 a.m. The Answer, but we know something big is coming for her. So it's just a little bit of time. We know she's got a lot of big things coming for her. So we wish you the best of luck. Me personally, I want to say that the ride was great and all good memories are going to be living on forever. The good thing about the sports time, it's in podcasts. So you can always revisit it, go back on our interviews. Shout out to Carolina Teague. We know it was a tough day for you. I caught the last part of the show. Very, very tough day. But from all of us here at Sweep the League Radio, we love you. And thank you very, very much for supporting us as you do. We wish you the absolute best of luck.
Catalina, you already know this is Derek. I wish you nothing but the best. You already know. I've actually already told you. I see nothing but good things in your future. And I wanted to sincerely thank you. I came on the show twice. Meeting you and Rudy was nothing but a blessing. And I wish you nothing but the best in your future endeavors. And I know you'll get things done.
Sweep the League Radio, guys. This show just flew by. Shamar on the beats, Derek Gervin, Brad in studio. December 11th, Rock is getting chopped. I will be in the booty shorts with Rock. We're both being Crocs, raising money for the Salvation Army. Rock Stats. Thank you, Joe Garcia, for being in studios. Rudy Campos Jr. Until we sweep the league again, we wish y'all the best of week here.
And come out and support Brad and the Salvation Army. I want to thank you, Brad, for all that you do for our community. I applaud you for that, and I hope that everyone has a safe holiday season.
Sweep the radio. See y'all next week.
Locked On Spurs gives you in-depth access to your local San Antonio Spurs team 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Jeff Garcia brings you multiple weekly episodes to include the ever so popular fan episode, giving you the fans' perspective. Download all past or